All right. Well, according to Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's spokeswoman Shosh Bedrosian, the release of hostages under the Gaza ceasefire deal will begin early morning of 13th October. She said the Palestinian prisoners will be freed only after Israel confirms all hostages have safely crossed back into the country. Hamas, meanwhile, has stated that it will release its remaining hostages but will play no role in governing Gaza after the war. Meanwhile, Israeli President Isaac Herzog, speaking at Tel Aviv's Hostage Square, said that the nation is anxiously waiting to welcome its citizens home. Herzog thanked U.S. President Donald Trump for his mediation efforts, crediting him with helping to change the reality in the Middle East towards a better direction. Let's listen in to what the Israeli president stated.
And under the agreement that was carved out, Hamas has a full obligation to bring all of them to Israel, and we will meticulously follow up on it. We're anxiously and graciously looking forward to seeing President Trump tomorrow. President Trump will be received by masses of Israelis, by the nation of Israel, in gratitude and in a deep sense of friendship. And we admire him for his courage, for his leadership, for his stamina, for his commitment to bring our hostages back home and change the reality in the Middle East towards a better direction. It's not going to be easy. It's always difficult, especially as there will be a vacuum between the first stage and the second stage. Now they're going to work out as to how to fulfill it, fill it in with activities that will bring the change that is necessary according to the agreement.
Well, the United States, along with Egypt, Qatar and Turkey, brokered the deal, marking the first phase of a ceasefire agreement that will see Hamas release 48 hostages and Israel release more than 1,700 Palestinian prisoners and detainees. And after addressing Israel's parliament on Monday, Trump is expected to head to Egypt's Sharm el-Sheikh to co-chair an international summit aimed at cementing a lasting peace framework for Gaza. All right, Roxana Levinson, journalist, is joining us at this point in time. Roxana, appreciate you joining us. Well, it's great that we finally have arrived at a formula, at a situation and a combination which allows for both sides to talk about peace. But a lot of people around the world are wondering how long is this going to last, and is this going to be an elongated step, because this is not perhaps the first time that tensions have concluded between Hamas and Israel. It's happened in the past as well, and they have reignited somewhere down the line as well. How does the world and the powers that be who have made this peace deal possible ensure that this is a solution once and for all?
Well, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure. And this is, I think, the biggest question. As much as we are happy and waiting with anxiety for the release of the hostages, uncertainty is now the biggest feeling. And people are feared of that happiness and to feel that it's really truth and that it will be real and that tomorrow we will see at least the 20 hostages that are alive coming back home. By the way, the families of the hostages received not so long ago from the government the communication that very probably the release will happen between 4 and 6 a.m. Israeli time. And speaking about your question, that how long it will stand, we also ask here in Israel ourselves the same. But this is, I think, the first time that so many big, important factors with an impact and an influence in both parts, in Hamas and in Israel, are involved and are seriously trying to go to an end to this war. The commitment of Trump, Witkoff, his envoy, and his son-in-law Kushner, is something, and also their involvement is something that didn't happen before. in any of the Israeli-Hamas conflicts. United States was important, but this time Donald Trump brought to the table all the factors in the Middle East that could make the difference and could pressure in the right points on Hamas and on Israel.
Roxana, there's also talk, or rather there is this notion being floated that, Hamas will have nothing to do once, this peace plan comes into position. Is it really that simple to extricate Hamas out of Gaza or Palestine at this point in time?
It's not simple at all. Hamas leaders are already saying that they have no intention of the disarmament that the 20 points of program that of Trump stipulated. They don't agree. They don't want a strange government. They only agree to a Palestinian government, and it's going to be very hard, mainly because now, in these hours, when Israeli troops are pulling back and the stabilization force, international force that is supposed to enter to the Gaza Strip is not present yet, Hamas is recovering, is coming back to, is deploying his terrorists again on the ground, and is taking the places there's no vacuum. So if they really want to make a new type of government, a new type of life in Gaza for the Palestinians, they have to do it fast and bring an alternative stabilization force, the board of peace that Trump wants to make, whatever, but fast and seriously. Otherwise, it will be too late again.
Roxana, appreciate you joining us. Thank you so much for your thoughts. Well, in Gaza City,